John Connery, you knucklehead.
Gentlemen, one at a time. One at a time, gentlemen.
This one. This one right here.
Yeah, but the monkey threw poop on the dude's face. Like,
Tonight we'll be talking about the movie Speed Racer, starring Emil Hirsch. This is an open discussion. If things get a little heated, I will try to step in to reset our conversation. But we're all old friends
on Speed Racer,
who went to school together way back when, all studying theater, performance, technical theater, and movie and cinema studies. Okay, who would like to start this conversation?
James.
Oh, geez. I don't know. Yeah. First of all, one of the first notes I even took about this movie when I texted how terrible it was to you guys, this is honestly, it's a CGI ejaculatory mess. It's horrendous.
Let me stop you there, James. Do you think that they CG'd Christina Ricci's eyes larger?
Oh, so you like this?
Yeah, this ain't so bad.
I was starting to wonder.
No, I don't think that. I know, because I think she always had those. This is way too early for a lead, a battle angel, which really kind of took me out of that. Like that was the one reason I had no interest in seeing that movie, because of what they did to that poor girl's eyes.
I have to stop you. My daughter really likes that movie, and I've seen it several times. And you're right about the eyes, but overall, that movie is much better than Speed Racer.
All right. So here's the thing. This is the one thing. This is my biggest thing with this movie is it doesn't know what it wanted to be. It's either a movie, a cartoon, a video game, or just a CGI mess. It just as soon as we stepped outside, it looks like it wanted to be something that Tim Burton threw up.
Yeah, it starts like that as soon as opening credit. It looks psychedelic, dude.
Yeah.
As soon as you see WB, I was like, okay, it's that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to say, one of the things Sam said in our text before this episode was it's a background movie at a rave. Yep. And I've seen the movie probably 5 times, and that was a very good way to sum it up. But, you know, it's got good points.
Yeah, it does have good points, but it has very few good points.
I wrote one good point down in this whole movie. There might have been 2, but one of the best part for me was this whole thing was right after the whole what was the main race that they go do the
Grand Prix.
Crucible.
No, the other one, the
road rally.
Yeah.
I said the road rally.
Yeah, the road rally.
Yeah, the road rally.
The road rally. He skids in. And he jumps out and he does that classic Speed Racer pose, right? That's the best thing in the whole freaking movie. There's no redeeming qualities outside of that.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a film about integrity. I mean, it's about like it's damn the man. You know, it's a fight against big corporations, which is really popular right now, and that's a big part of Empire Records, which I love. But I mean, that's kind of like, you know, seeing it now as an adult. I mean, that's really where it's coming from. It's like, and you know, in that respect, it's a small business versus big business kind of film. But at the end of it, it's really about Speed and his integrity.
But you have to get past all the fluff to get there, Brian.
Exactly.
You have to dig through it and analyze script analysis.
But it's a kid movie, though. I mean, like,
I get it. It is a kid movie.
A couple years ago, and they liked it.
Well, yeah. I had nothing. I have no idea what Speed Racer was until we watched this movie.
Are you kidding me?
I have no. I came with zero background, bro. Zero background.
I'm dating myself then in that case.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. I've heard Go Speed Racer Go.
That's why I have a Racer X action figure, man.
Yeah, but you're a dork, so you also have a He-Man.
Right,
so.
and I prefer nerd.
Hey, lay off the Masters of the Universe. All right, that's a totally separate movie.
Hey, Castle of Grayskull, baby, Castle of Grayskull.
So
but my point is, I came with zero. I've never seen the cartoon. I've seen nothing. The first time I turned it on is when I watched it, and I text you, and I was like, "Stop, James." And now I'm like, "Nope, you're right." Let me go through my notes. I have several pages of notes.
No,
here it is. There. I'm going to sum it. Look, I have 2 pages of notes, right? The back. This is it right here. This movie sucks.
Look,
Period. And I will let you know that I agree with Mike. Every movie has its moment, its scene, it's something.
No, that's what I said. That wasn't Mike.
Oh, that was you? Oh, sorry.
It's easy.
It was on the thread.
It's on the thread.
Yeah, it's on the thread. But like I say, when I judge a movie, it's 3. Okay? There's 3 things that make a great movie. This movie gets 1 out of 3. It gets visuals. I will give it that.
It didn't have tits. It didn't have ass. I'm with you.
It did have guns, though. It did have guns.
I'm not saying this is a personal opinion, but I know how you. Oh, guns. That's right. Damn
It does have guns.
Tits and asses.
No, but here's how I judge a movie. If I can turn off the sound and watch it, I would enjoy this movie better. If I had background music,
I thought about that because of your rave comment, and I was like, well, what music would you want to hear with it?
There's no soundtrack.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you turned off the sound,
I don't know. Anything is better. Anything is better than listening to the dialogue.
Wait
Okay?
a second, time out. What do you mean? What kind of music would you? If it's a background rave movie, there's only one kind of music that you're gonna hear.
Remember those balls? Brian had one.
Brian, I get it. It's got a nice message or theme to it in that regard, but I think the movie itself, which is it's poorly executed. I know what it was trying to do. It's trying to pay homage to the actual cartoon. I don't think it did a good job doing that, because, like, again, they would have been better off making a cartoon movie of Speed Racer than trying to do a live action. Here's the biggest thing that I have with this movie in this regard. It's too much of a CGI
clusterfuck.
Yes.
Well, it's a Wachowski brothers film before they made The Matrix, obviously. It's
after The Matrix.
It's after The Matrix.
I mean, you got Christina Ricci.
Brian, it's after The Matrix.
You got John Goodman. You got Susan Sarandon.
Sure, of course.
I mean,
Yes, everybody got a nice paycheck for doing nothing. It was a cheap ass Hollywood.
That is totally fair. The dialogue is completely flat.
If you turn the movie off and just listen to the audio,
gentlemen, one at a time. One at a time, gentlemen.
When this movie was first proposed back in the day, probably back in the 80s, I think it was when it was going to be. Maybe 90s.
Really?
Tom Cruise and Alyssa Milano.
No.
Yes. Totally would have been so much of a better movie.
Wait, are you saying that as an opinion or like that? Like that you read that on the internet?
That was the rumor that was being proposed back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I totally could have got behind that, and I think that was pre Days of Thunder. So that
we're gonna have to fact check that.
Yeah, but that's still interesting.
Now here's the thing, though. If they would have done, scrap the CGI, if they would have done like an actual track in different environments or different climates, and would have used all those things. If the cars would have been CGI, but not the whole entire thing, they might have stood a chance.
All right.
I would have rather have seen real terrain and real action sequences rather than everything CGI. They could have pulled it off a lot better, but I don't need the backgrounds, and I don't need the track, and I don't need everything CGI behind it. I would rather a realistic looking movie with some really awesome effects that made practical things look cool rather than unrealistic things look extremely exaggerated and unlikely.
Yeah, it was
way to articulate that, but I think you guys get
it was unbelievably cartoonish. I mean, and not in a good way.
And exactly. And so I think if they would have went the cartoon route, I think it would have been a much better movie.
Yeah,
and the homage that they try to play, like a lot of this cinematography of people commenting,
keep practice
terrible. It worked like once or twice, but the whole movie of people.
Yeah. And then traveling back and forth.
So if they had done it like Transformer style, like the Michael Bay Transformer style, where it's much more realistic, would that have been better?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, they definitely went for a stylistic approach. And, I think you guys are all correct in that it didn't land. But looking at it from a designer standpoint, there are some wonderful things that the costume designers did, and and even the scenic designers. They kept the sets and the costumes in that 70s where the where the cartoon kind of took place, while still giving it the modern flair to kind of fit in with the very unrealistic vehicles that can travel up to approximately 450 miles per hour is mentioned.
Come on.
Well,
Oh, the
no,
Mach
this
6.
was
Mach 6.
Well, that was at the end.
Yeah. Well,
right. No, but this was the Royalton guy was mentioning 800 kilometers an hour with their new
Well,
technology.
the film
His
established
reference.
he's a liar, Mike.
So he fits right into Hollywood.
Did I miss something? Because I might have glanced down and sent a message or something like. All of a sudden he's like, "Well, we don't have a car." I'm like, "What do you mean? What happened to the Mach? Did I miss something that happened to the Mach 5? Because
No, it got destroyed during that race, and so they had to build Mach 6.
Kind of a big part in the movie, but that's okay, Jim.
Yeah, no, it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was thinking. You know what? Yes, you're right. You're correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So wait, and I know Mike, you're the moderator, so if you don't want to go this way,
I'm willing to go wherever we want to go.
ask James though, because you were talking so much about the CGI. What about Spritle and Chim Chim in the CGI? Because I think like that kind of worked. Like the scene where they're watching like a stupid anime movie and they like start like fighting each other on the couch and that sort of thing. Like I thought that worked.
I think that was a moment where I'm just like, this is terrible.
I thought that was fun.
I get the homage. I get what it's trying to do, but it doesn't. Again, if they would have done like you can't mix. This isn't like what was it like? Banana Splits back in the 70s used to do that. They used to have a live action.
I'm gonna do it again.
Live action people that took place in a cartoon world. That was much more effective than this.
Fair enough.
I don't think it worked. I think it yeah.
All right.
I would have probably liked the movie a lot better without Spritle and Chim Chim, honestly.
The kid was good.
He was a good actor.
Yeah.
But
I just have a question. Was the monkey in the original cartoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Chim Chim.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was like, what the monkey doing here, bro? Like out of nowhere, they're just a monkey. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's part of the cartoon or not, but.
The Spritle and Chim Chim joyride after the sugar high is just plain dumb.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the only thing
I do.
the only thing this movie had going for it for me was it was eye candy. Honestly, I could turn off the audio and I could have watched it and I probably would have enjoyed it better. But if I would have turned off the video and listened to the audio,
the only
done,
eye
dude.
candy in this movie was Christina Ricci. She looked really cute.
no, but the colors and everything.
But
Oh,
when
see,
she
I
was
did-
driving, that was cool. Like when she got into the race car and she was driving next to Speed as his partner, that was fun.
That's better. Couldn't see a thing.
That's it. Nice line, Trix. Top of the hill's coming up. I'd say Snake's got about a quarter of a mile on you.
All right, let's go get him.
If you'd been a little more careful, he wouldn't be ahead of us.
I told you I couldn't see a thing out of this dang helmet.
I think they could have expanded on that a little bit more. But
They
again,
could have.
I would have liked a more realistic approach to the.
I don't
movie
recall
aspect.
Trixie ever doing that in the cartoon, but I admittedly haven't seen all the cartoons.
Sure, but she drove a helicopter in the cartoons as well as in the movie, and that's pretty cool in and of itself. I don't have that skill.
Right. Well, here's the other thing that I think they missed out if they were trying to pay homage to the movie, and that is Racer X. Because I was so looking forward to this.
That was the next thing I was going to talk about.
I was so looking forward to that confrontation. That Racer X, are you my brother? Bam! Right in the face. Don't you ever see that again. That's how it always worked. He always got popped in the face anytime he questioned whether or not Racer X was his brother or not.
Well, okay, so this is a question I thought of since you brought it up. Because, I mean, Sam hasn't seen it before, but or at least the cartoon.
I meant to watch an episode.
And we've seen the cartoon. And so I guess this is a question for Sam. So, Speed is there, and he's like, he gets to the point where he thinks Racer X is his brother. And then he confronts him, and he's like, "Are you my brother?" And he takes off the mask, and it's very dramatic. And it's a different actor. It's Matthew Fox from Lost, which
Yeah, heck, it's Matthew Fox from Party of Five.
He's a great actor. But so when that happened, Sam, were you convinced one way or the other whether Racer X was Speed's brother?
I thought it was his brother because I don't know about the cartoon, but I started seeing similarities. And after watching the beginning of it, I'm like, it was just weird for me that he was in that superhero outfit with the dark sunglasses the whole time. I'm like, the fuck? Why is there Avengers in here? Why is Avengers in here? He's not racing the car. He's not racing the car. Why is he wearing the helmet and the glasses? You know? Nobody else is wearing the helmet and the glasses, but this guy is. So obviously that ticked me off. I'm like, okay, there's a reason he's keeping it on. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe that is his brother. It is what you guys call him, the Racer X?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Now,
I don't know.
Sam, I assume you've watched more of the cartoon than I have. Did they ever?
I've never seen the cartoon.
I'm sorry, Sam. James.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Did they ever actually confirm
Okay.
Racer X
Thank
being
you, bro.
Speed's brother?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, they did. They did.
In the cartoon?
In the cartoon. I do not profess to have actually seen it, at least that episode, but I have seen some. But I know that came out towards the end of the series. Like that was part of the whole mystery of Racer X, and it's like finally we know that that's Speed's brother.
All right, good. Yeah, I never got to finish.
And if I'm wrong, fact check me.
You'll see it in the comments in the description below.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like Brixie's a dick. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
I don't remember. I wrote a note about the bribing of the headhunters to go. You know, like when they're doing the rally.
Mm-hmm.
I just my guess is I think I was probably stupid. You know.
Well, you were probably busy with Kleenex and Jergens, but it's okay.
Well, that's a given. Some of us have different eye candy.
He made his own eye candy.
Yeah.
So when he's talking to what's his name, Richardson, right? Like
Royalton.
Royalton, thank you. He's talking to him, and Royalton's explaining how the race was rigged, the big Grand Prix. Which, by the way, this scene, James, I will give you this, and I know you'll agree, totally sucked. Where Emil Hirsch was like, "You're the devil, you're a devil," like that was so over the top and ridiculous. But you know, he says, you know, the race was rigged and all that, and then he talks to Richard Roundtree, and he's like, "Well, was it rigged?" And Richard Roundtree kind of gives him like not a direct answer.
Exactly.
So was it?
Exactly. I was a little let down on that myself. If we look, going back to story and whatnot, I was a little disappointed because I kept waiting for these things. I don't necessarily, not that, and you and I have talked about this, Brian, before, but I don't think that this follows the traditional storylines as far as how a story or screenplay is supposed to take place. Like,
yeah,
it takes a long time for us to get into an inciting incident that makes him have to go on this journey and take this race.
And he doesn't.
Yeah,
but he actually changes. I don't think he has a dynamic change in himself. I mean, really.
I don't know.
He remains Speed Racer from the beginning to the end.
I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't change. There's no overlying arc for Speed.
Yeah.
It's not like he goes against his dad for the glory.
Yeah.
You know, and then realizes, oh, I was wrong all along. You know, no, you're right. And I got lost in that because I meant to pay attention to it, and then
that theme keeps coming up.
Got lost in the got lost in the annoyance.
In the visuals.
It was hard. It was
It took me 3 times to get through this movie. The first time I told you guys, I turned it off. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. The second time, my wife woke me up and said, hey, the movie's over.
Did you watch it?
And then the third time was today where I made myself sit down and I told the kids, let's watch the movie. The kids were like, that movie again? Hell no.
Did you watch it from the beginning or from where you left off?
No, I started all the way over from the beginning.
He was asleep.
That is awesome.
And my wife's like, you're gonna watch that movie again? I'm like, I haven't even seen it.
Wait, we were debating before you joined because I paid $4 for it on Google Play, and I was kind of pissed because I would expect 48 hours, but I only got 24. So did you actually buy the movie?
I own it for life.
For life.
I'm gonna put it on the back of a Wraith.
I need to get you there. I used to have a bumper sticker, a Racer X bumper sticker. So I'll have to find one and send it to you and James.
Next
Please
time
do.
I have a kid's birthday party, I'm just gonna
Not you,
put it
Mike.
on mute in the background.
Here's the thing. This is the
No, seriously, wait, James, wait. This movie, especially when Royalton comes in and starts showing Speed Racer, everything, this movie is like the Willy Wonka racing.
That's
It
what I
is.
said. It's like
I was like, am I watching Willy Wonka
like that.
racing? Look at this. Where are the Oompa Loompas?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Again,
wait, is Chim Chim and Oompa Loompa?
No, that was just, I didn't know about the monkey at first. I was like, why the hell is there a monkey in the movie? That makes no
there
difference.
should always be a monkey in the movie. Doesn't matter what it is.
It'll make a movie better with a monkey.
Okay.
If your movie sucks, put a monkey in.
So this movie was promoted because I don't know who Emil Hirsch is. I had no.
I don't know.
You
who.
don't know Emil Hirsch?
No, I don't know him. Do you know
He's
him?
an actor. I mean,
know
he's had his problems, but he's a
I
good
know-
actor.
Yeah, I know the name, and I liked him. I liked his performance. I thought it was great. But the one thing that I didn't realize is like this.
I didn't
every
think he
time-
was great in this. Sorry.
Every time I looked at any research or promotion about this movie, they kept referring to this guy Rain. It was supposed to be like his movie premiere and stuff like that. That's who I thought Speed Racer was. I thought that Rain is the actor that's playing Speed Racer.
Who's Rain?
Exactly my point. So when we go through the credits, then I looked at Speed Racer, Emil Hirsch. I'm like, wait, what? I thought it was Rain. No, Rain is the Asian driver.
Yeah.
Who
Oh.
who's
With the blue
I
hair.
had no idea what his name
who
was.
gives
Like the
up-
red hair or whatever?
Yeah,
Is he in other movies?
I guess he's I don't know. We're gonna get comments about this.
He wasn't paying attention. I might have been texting somebody. I might have been looking away from the screen. Shit, I was asleep.
I'm pretty sure that he's either like a rapper or he's some kind of social influencer or something like that.
I'm
In
gonna have to check.
2008? This movie came out in 2008. It's 12 years ago.
It's an old one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had influencers back then.
It's not as good as the Goonies.
No, nothing is as good as the Goonies. That's a whole
Oh,
separate
Lord.
story. Now, here's the thing. I will say there were some great fight scenes, but then they choke on. Like, there's like
Yeah, but the monkey threw poop on the dude's face. Like, come on.
it's called a chim chim cookie.
Chim Chim cookie.
Chim Chim Cookie.
That's it's like a dirty it's like a rusty,
And
rusty trombone.
Bridal refers to that earlier, and he's like, "You're gonna get a Chim Chim cookie." And when he said it, and I know I'd seen the movie before, but when he said it, I was like, "That means he's gonna throw monkey poop on you."
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
So there were
See?
some good fight scenes, but they were inconsistent. Like I think it was it Racer X who gets ambushed? And he, there's a great fight scene, and
Yeah,
then when the other
yeah.
Yep.
the other ninja goes in to fight Speed, then it just got silly. It was just stupid. And then
Yeah.
the whole ambush after the rally or during the rally
Mhm.
with all the bad guys and who were just totally annoying.
What?
Just
It
a
was-
terrible. It just became a
The-
joke.
Nice shot.
There was a lot of camp in the film. I'll certainly agree with that.
There was the fight scene with the ninjas though, where Chim Chim and Spritle go after the ninja, and it goes into that CGI.
Yes.
And then, it pulls back, and they're like at the ninja's like feet. Like that was fun.
That was I would say that's a nice callback.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Again, it's visually stimulating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets 1 out of 3 for me.
Here's the other thing that really didn't work for me is the commentary from all the different announcers.
Really?
Which is terrible. Oh yeah.
You don't like to be multilingual?
That was the point. It was all over the place.
Well, it's supposed to be universal. I got that part.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind that, but it just where are they?
I just don't like how you said they were like crossing over each other talking, and I'm like,
it didn't work.
I was all, what happened? Oh damn, what's going? Oh man, that's bad. Nah, dude, I was like, I'm like, this is the stupidest movie I've seen in a long
Show
time.
them in their individual blimps or anything, but I will say you what would have made this movie that much better commentary wise if they had cotton and pepper.
Or
Dodgeball.
Is that like salt and pepper?
No, he's talking about from Dodgeball.
Brave move.
The Ocho.
See if it pays off.
ESPN 8, baby.
Yep.
No, but so
El
like,
Ocho.
what was the guy's name? Is it Bob Uecker in Major League? Is that? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. There was something. Oh, I made the Spiral Chim Chim Kiss interrupt was. Oh, it's just.
Oh, that whole sequence.
It was
sucked.
bad.
And I will add on to that, like the thing, and I thought about this before the call, and I wanted to specifically tell you this, James. The thing with Trixie, like they have the flashback to where Speed meets Trixie and he crashes his car and all that, and it's like, oh, I'm Trixie, and then like the next scene, Trixie is living in the frickin' house.
Yes.
And it's like, and they've never made out, or I don't know, but like that.
Is she living in the house or she's visiting?
He was in the house the whole time, like from that point forward.
Every
He's,
scene.
like, part of the family. Yeah.
I think they could have gone without the back and forth flashbacks. I think if they just would have started with the origin story and then done a present day or 20 years later kind of thing, I would think it would have been much better than this whole back and forth kind of thing. Personally, I don't know. I could be wrong in that regard. I'd have to watch it again, which I don't ever see happening.
Yeah. I probably will, because I've seen it before, and I'm sure my kids will like it again.
I'm putting it on the background for $12.99.
Well, you better, because you own it, man.
Can you?
I own it.
Can you sublet it and let people borrow? They can rent it for like 50 cents a viewing.
I wish I could, bro. I want my $12.99 back, dude.
But when you die, you don't get to keep it because it's only a license through iTunes. So.
They're gonna have something pretty soon, and it's like I threw away all my VHS, all my DVDs, and now everything's on Apple. So who knows what's gonna happen, bro? You know what? There's one line in the movie, like you said. There's one scene, one line, but one line in the movie that I got that John Goodman said, and I wrote it down. It says, "Racing doesn't change. Don't let racing change us." And that at the end of the movie, I thought that tied the whole movie together, like you said, Brian. And to me, I was like, if that was one line for the whole movie, that was his moment. And that was it right there. That defined everything, because it's, the big people against the little people, the corporations against the little man against the universe type stuff. So when he said that line, I was like, okay, if that was one line in the whole movie, that was it.
$12.99.
Yeah, that was $12.99 right there.
$12.99 worth of advice.
Every day.
Otherwise, everybody just collected a paycheck and the CGI department did all the work.
Well, Mike, you haven't said much.
Yeah, I don't say much, Brian. You know this.
So you set us up for failure.
Absolutely. No, I mean, going through, you guys made a lot of similar points that I made. The couple things that we really haven't talked about. The family dynamic, I really felt that worked well. The relations with Pops and Speed and Rex even, and then the difficulties. You can definitely see the arc in Pops between the conversation when Rex leaves versus when Speed's about to leave, and the way that he handles those. So that was one thing from a positive standpoint.
Let me chime in.
Yeah, no, I go ahead, James. I think I know where you're going.
Well, I wanted to piggyback on that. There's a nice moment when when he finishes the main race, the Grand Prix, I think it is, and he shares that moment with Sparky.
Yeah.
When he gives him the milk, and I thought that was pretty cool. I vaguely remember Sparky as a character in the cartoon. I like him for the most part. I don't remember him being Australian or English or wherever he's from. I don't know if that's the case, but
No, it's not in the cartoon.
yeah, I didn't mind it. It was a nice moment, but yeah, still good.
But with what Mike is saying though, like Pops in that respect, excuse me, did have a bit of a change in his character.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, and I liked the scene between him and Speed a lot more than I did between him and Rex, because I think it was either terribly performed or terribly written. It was just like, I'm leaving. You're not the boss of me. Don't you ever come back. Like, really?
That's what I said when I left my parents' house.
Hey, CGI can't fix that.
No.
So does anybody think that any of the other family members other than Speed had an inkling that Racer X was actually Rex? I'm thinking specifically about Pops. Does anybody? I don't think that came through, but
Well, no, because was there any interaction with him in the family? It's his.
He came to the door with what's his name, Inspector
Detector.
No, Detector.
Sorry, but doesn't Pops have a look? Doesn't he like have a moment where he's kind of like? But it's very, and then it's kind of glossed over.
Yeah, I'd have to go back.
Don't do it, Brian. Don't do it. Just take his word for it.
I want to say it's brief, but I think it's just kind of glossed over and nobody ever. That being said, you'd think that monkey would have known.
The monkey wasn't there. The Spritle wasn't born when Rex left, and Chim Chim wasn't there.
Ah, I don't think I put that together.
No, well, because they don't show you that.
So here's another question that I have for you guys. When they were in what I'll call the suite at Royalton Raceways, and Speed gets into his suit that they give him and all of that.
Oh, the Prince suit.
Yeah. Looking at the backgrounds, I'm almost convinced that those are actually matte paintings as opposed to CGI.
I don't think so. And I actually kind of got like a Star Wars feel, like Coruscant, from that when I saw that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Star Wars did use.
Why do you think they're matte paintings instead of CGI? Because weren't there moving parts?
There wasn't within specifically that. So that was one thing. And then second, they looked far more vibrant than most of the background shots. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I didn't research it at all.
Who did the effects? Was this Industrial Lights and Magic?
I don't know.
For all you kids out there.
I didn't look it up either.
Yeah.
Google it, James.
I did watch the credits because I thought
we had a handheld computer that we could look at.
I can look at my phone.
That's what I'm going to have to do because I don't want to cover up my screen.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the credits. I thought there might be an Easter egg at the end that I had missed.
You watched the credits?
Yeah, I did. I was also on the phone.
Lift your hand up like this and smack yourself in the back.
I did listen to a little bit of the music, and I think I'm
going to save that for your mother.
Had to come in there somewhere. Effects.
Oh, James, stop.
All right, keep us going, Mike, since we're losing.
All right,
James is on his phone.
This is how he lost it. Speaking of losses, this movie cost $120 million and it only grossed 93.
Wow.
The $27 million flop.
I might have seen it in the theaters. I was trying.
I Googled it because I said this movie sucks. And I want to know what other people thought about it. And it was a
sucky
huge flop.
movies in the theaters. Is that what you're saying?
These guys came off of Matrix to this.
Yeah,
and they just got a paycheck.
They did this after Matrix?
Yep.
Oh,
this was the thing they did following.
Oh, that was a bad choice.
That was an easy paycheck. No, it was an easy paycheck, Ryan. Easy paycheck.
8 years later, Hollywood Reporter, in defense of Speed Racer. There was a lot of gadgets and unapproved weapons within the race, you think? Oh, they call it Carfu.
Carfu.
You know, that's kind of fun. It kind of was Carfu.
Yeah.
It was Willy Wonka and about a racing, dude.
No, this is terrible.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's discussion. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. Regardless, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Take care.